Hello, and welcome to the video again. So, mm, mm, this is a meditative video this time around, and well, I don't know. I really thought that I would make this audio tape about. Actually, I'm going to go with this idea that I have, because actually I just pressed record and like I don't have a script for this video because well I don't usually use scripts, but I should explain to you uh, this video is probably well you already know the name of it, but I don't know it yet, but it's probably about a man I know from the internet whom I want to make the subject because I think that he is awesome. So this is a video made about him. Uh, I really love that man, you know. So, but I want to come up with some sort of cool name. Actually, yeah, cool. I will call this the Ecstasy of Friendship, because that man is really like the friend of everybody. So, yeah. And that man is, of course, Richard Rudd, who has made the Gene Keys. And I really love that guy, so I just need to make this video about him. And the way that he is like, because I think that he is so great. He's like a role model to me, and he's like a mentor of mine also, just in my own mind. And probably he might even kinda know that he's like a teacher to people, and yeah, probably he knows it. So yeah, due to all the comments he's getting from people saying thank you. So yeah, and I just kind of wish that my work would be so kind of loved by people as his work is, because people really like what he produces, like really a lot. And I'm not sure if people like what I produce also. Probably. So thank you for that anyways. But yeah, again, I should create like I don't have a I do have a photo of him. Probably I can find like a photo of him, Richard, and like use it. Yeah, yeah, this is nice. I found this cool. Found this really cool. Yep, okay, so yeah, save it. Make it. Okay, cool. So I made where is yeah where is so yeah, Richard did this very inspiring like talk series called The Ecstatics, and it was him explaining uh he was explaining the stories of these people that had made an impact on him. So yeah, I probably just need to make like a similar one just based on Richard himself. And I need to tell you that he is like a vagabond. He's like a wanderer, and he's really kind of. I think that he sometimes spends a lot of time with himself, and then he just comes up with something to give to others. And he really taught me a lot about relationships and how to how to approach your life, kinda, and also about creativity and stuff like that. And he's like a magnificent artist, and I really hope that he would possibly even listen to this. Maybe he would if I maybe he would. And Richard's thing is this thing called contemplation. And contemplation is just the most interesting thing. Because it's really kinda there's three types of contemplation, like emotional contemplation, mental contemplation, and physical contemplation. And for example, if you're doing mental contemplation, then that's like you kind of just as if you're kind of thinking of something and like pondering it and contemplating it, and it's like feeling out an item with your hands, but it's just a thing that you're thinking about, and you're kind of holding on. It's like holding a book in your hands, but with your mind instead. So Richard taught me the skill of contemplation, and I think it's a really awesome way to spend your time. Is to just it's like a little bit meditative thing, and it's just really awesome and glorious. And you can also do it with text. I like to do it by writing sometimes, so I guess that would be like a contemplative hobby to get into is writing. And also I'm thinking that even talking can be like contemplative thing. It's really a way of being within yourself, kind of thing. And he always like encourages people to pause sometimes, just for 3 minutes. Just kind of stop what you're doing and just be still for a little while and just stop what you're doing and kind of become a little bit meditative in midst of tasks you're doing. For example, if I might stop now, it just would be like just taking a breath instead and just noticing what I'm doing. And perhaps you can even label it like, yeah, I'm creating this video right now. So yeah, so this video is in honor of Richard because he really inspired me to become a better artist. Because I did create art when I was a kid. I used to make these like gaming videos and movies and stuff like that. So, but Richard has really showed me where can art take you. It can really change the world if you create really beautiful art. I do think that it can change the world. I do think that the Gene Keys has changed the world. Because for me it has been a pretty life-changing book. So definitely it has changed some lives. And just in general, when you kind of show up to other people, then you can really be of a huge value to other people, even through the internet, not just in person. You can also do a little bit in the internet also. Or even big things can be done online, to be honest. So Richard is from the UK or Great Britain, and I think he's English actually. I've been to England a few times and it's a really cool country. The countryside is pretty awesome and London of course is a huge city with a lot of things going on in there. So let's just take some deep breaths while we all contemplate Richard Rudd and the magnificence of this man. So just take a deep breath, because this is like a meditative thing to contemplate a man, right? So take a deep breath into the back of your chest, through the nose perhaps, and exhale and let the energy rise to the top of your head. So take a deep inhale to the back of your chest and just feel full for a moment. Then exhale and let the energy rise to the crown of your head and just feel the surrender there. I do think that this is why I became an artist in the first place, is to create create this style of content. And I'm really happy that there's been some people listening to me also. I wonder who it is. YouTube, like many people say, YouTube is a lot of fun and you even get paid a little bit. That's like the beauty of it, really. That you actually make a little bit of money also. And perhaps if you really want to be a business person, then YouTube can be a marketing platform to use to if you want to create something like a product to sell, which Richard also does. He creates books and these courses, and I do think that's pretty legit. If you really put your mind into it, like I've dabbled into creating a course and a book, but I'm definitely pretty much a beginner in that. So my courses they are not yet that good because I really haven't put in the work yet. Because I do feel like that creating a proper course actually takes quite a bit of work. And then I listened to all this advice, and they were saying like, "Don't create a course before you have sold it." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Then like I don't actually agree with it. Why not just create it? Like you don't really lose anything if you use your time in a productive way to create an online course. I don't think that's a loss at all. So yeah, hmm, what else? I don't know. Like I definitely recommend that you check out the Gene Keys. Check out the Gene Keys. I just wish that I had like a proper microphone, I guess, so I didn't have to like slouch like this in front of this computer, but I think that's fine. But yeah, next I do have to get a proper microphone because actually quite enjoy creating these audio tapes that I've been creating lately. So I was thinking that I should probably make this video a little bit shorter, but then again I thought that this is actually probably just a one-time event that I'm making a piece of content with this photo on it and this subject of being in the glory of Richard. So I will probably make this actually as long as possible, because this is really special to me, this audio tape with that image. It's almost like why I want to sell my painting. I mean prints, because I have now one print for sale. I mean, I'm selling one print that I made because I really want my art to make people happier and stuff like that, and make people like just want to have my art like so people can see it, like show my work basically. So this is one way to kinda express myself artistically, I think. So yeah, that's why I want to probably make this video actually a little bit longer, because this is just like an once in a lifetime event that I get to kind of discuss record. Maybe I can do it in the future another time, but still this video is in that way kind of special. And yeah, so let me Google Richard so I can explain his work a little bit, or just go to genekeys.com. So they have these events going on, and actually an online retreat, a triple flame app. They actually got an app these days, and there's these gene keys. And actually it offered me gene key 33, which is forgetting mindfulness revelation. This gift can turn the whole of our life into a blaze of presence and peacefulness. Retreat does not have to be something that we do after we've been in action. The retreat can be in the action itself. That is a gift from heaven. Okay, this is so interesting. This gift, mindfulness, can turn your whole life, the whole of our life, into a blaze of presence and peacefulness. Retreat does not have to be something we do after we've been in action. The retreat can be in the action itself. That is a gift from heaven. So I think he means that if we are very mindful, our life becomes so present and peaceful. That's interesting. I actually haven't studied this gene key a lot. And the life key, I like this. The life key is the sloth, the animal, which is correspondent to this gene key is the sloth, which is like this kind of lazy animal that doesn't do much. So yeah, I guess the theme for this episode could also be mindfulness a little bit. So how can we be mindful? That is a paradox. I think we can be mindful by just taking a few deep breaths. That's one great technique. Just taking some few deep breaths and really noticing our own consciousness in a way. So if we become mindful, our lives become peaceful. So that's what Richard's work is all about, like explaining these ways we can express ourselves in a higher way almost. and his book The Jinkies, I really do recommend that every artist out there reads it, because I do think it's one of the finest pieces of art from our century. I think it's one of the most epic books that I've ever read, and it's definitely in my top 3 books I've ever read. It might just be number 1 for me. That's how big of a fan of Richard I am, and I've read hundreds of books, and the Gene Keys is just so special. And this talk is called The Ecstasy of Friendship. So Richard talked about this Sufi mysticism, which is like writing poetry about friendship and studying love in its all forms. And they came up with this notion that friendship is like love, or love is like friendship. And I think it's just one way, very relatable way to think about it, is how to love, be a friend. Because the great question of our lives can be thought of as how to love deeper, how to love our lives deeper and how to love deeper the others around us. I think that's one theme of Ricard's work also. So being a friend with people is one great way to express our love, and that's just beautiful to me. And he talking about these mystics who really discovered some secrets about life, and that to me is just really awesome and really deep. And I'm just waiting if someone would create their own version of the gene keys with the same hexagrams from the I Ching and the same names as Richard gave those hexagrams names, and do their own explanation of it. That would be really awesome. Maybe I should do like a mini I Ching or a gene keys with my own explanations. That would be a really cool work to create. Just make your own version of it with your own explanations, right? I do think this video is pretty funny, contemplating a person like this, and really kind of like Richard would say, entering the stream of their consciousness, and really thinking that what their consciousness is like what is the inner life of this man like. That's really interesting to me, because he talks about living a rebellious inner life, and that's a really cool way to think about life, is to live the inner life of a rebel, and your outer life just might seem completely normal, and people wouldn't even possibly realize that about you, that your inner life is awakened and you're like a rebel inside, but outside you just seem normal. That's just one of Richard's pieces of wisdom which he wrote. And he also has this cool story that humans are like pirates and mystics. And then I was walking around in my old neighborhood just a few years ago, and I saw this person, this woman that was starting up her car, and she looked like she likes rock and roll music. So that was just really funny because she looked like a pirate, and I really see what Richard did there. Cause it's that feeling when your car won't start, and you're trying to go to work and you work all the time, so you're kind of like a pirate in that way, listening to rock and roll music. Because we all kinda know that life can be kinda tough sometimes. That life, it always doesn't go the way we planned, but the beauty of life is, I guess, dancing in the rain or being a pirate and a mystic, that you kind of create your life from the circumstances and you got the cards. You were like dealt a hand and then you play the hand as best as you can. So yeah, I think that's what the metaphor of being a pirate is all about. That because if you think of Captain Jack Sparrow, he always gets out of trouble. Like he always gets into trouble, and that's life. You get in trouble all the time, but it's the way you get out of trouble that really can inspire others. And I think I got inspired by Johnny Depp and Captain Jack Sparrow when I was young in school, because it wasn't always easy to me in school. Like there was like school bullying and like bad shit happening in school also. But Captain Jack Sparrow always got out of trouble and he walked in this really weird way. So I started to walk like him. Yeah, decided to become a pirate when I was young. So since then I've been a master sailor, of course. Only that I'm sailing the seas of art and content creation these days. But yeah, if you look at your life and you decide to become a pirate, then that's really awesome. And credit due to Richard for this, this art, I would say. And he's got this really beautiful poem about the gene keys. Uh, this is the explanation. The gene keys are a living wisdom. These are teachings to imbibe, contemplate, and apply in your daily life. So the gene keys is very applicable, and that's what I like about it. You can get good at it. Also, it's like a learning process. As you allow them to percolate inside you, one by one, your troubles will begin to fall away, and you will find yourself inhabiting a new and brighter life. I definitely agree with that. The gene keys vision, or vision Y, manifesting synthesis, synarchy, and syntropy as the foundation stones of global coherence and the next stage of our human evolution. Our mission, what? Sharing the Gene Keys teachings far and wide, embodying blissful service and creating exquisite offerings. Our values, who? Cultivating trust, wholeness, and harmony through nourishing and honoring the source. Our strategy, how? Fostering loving and lasting relationships, encouraging individual creative genius, and inviting a spirit of passionate generosity. They are really important. I really discovered through Richard and some other people also that generosity is one of the keys of a beautiful life. So there used to be this poem about that these poems will take you to the banks of the eternal, and I really love that. Because in life we are really thinking of how do we like imbue our lives and how do we embody life or how do we meet with infinity, because we really have this longing. If I'm using Richard's words, we really have this longing to experience all kinds of beautiful things. And infinity is one of the most beautiful things you can comprehend. So poetry for Richard has been his way to meet with infinity and create something truly beautiful and experience more beautiful things. So poetry for Richard is like getting drunk. It's really poetry is like drinking wine almost. Although you might not get as bad of a hangover from it. But I do think that friendship also can be thought of as like wine, and so can meditation. But friendship definitely can be thought of as like wine, that you drink it and you just feel awesome, and it's like nectar of the gods. Because real friendship, that is like really godly in a way, really divine. And I really like what Richard is saying in his vision, manifesting synthesis, synarchy, and syntropy as the foundation stones of global coherence and the next stage of human evolution. And he's got a lot more. If you check out the genekeys.com, you can go into, you can make your own profile, which is really cool. There's also a part about reincarnation. In these unique and inspiring dialogues, Richard Rudd and Chris Bach explore the continuity of human consciousness beyond a single lifetime. Tackling an array of interlinked subjects emerging from this theme, these profound thinkers and mystics weave a lucid picture of the deeper meaning of life and death and the evolution of consciousness as it moves through the circle of rebirth. So rebirth to me is one of the most profound most profound things ever to contemplate, that there must be life beyond a single lifetime, and that to me is just so mysterious and deep and beautiful that it really makes me trust all kinds of spiritual teachings a lot more and have a lot of faith in life. Because we, in the end, we all die, but if we are reborn, then we can really accept that our single lifetime come to an end. Because it's just a beginning of a new cycle. And I do think that it's like waking up from a dream. Because in a dream, you think that this is reality. In a dream, you don't think you are dreaming. And in life, you don't think that you are dreaming either. You think it's all real and not a manifestation of consciousness, basically. That it's just consciousness, it's nothing else than consciousness. So, yeah, Ricard really has, just like many other spiritual teachers talk about rebirth, I'm really happy that Ricard is also touching on the subject. I didn't listen to it yet, but I should. And then there's this thing called thermas and tertons. And at the heart of the gene keys is living stream of wisdom. We call this a transmission because it passes mysteriously from person to person, and it is also embodied in the energy field of the teachings themselves. The Tibetans call this kind of wisdom terma, meaning treasure, and those who are destined to reveal it are known as tertons. The mystery of therma and tertons is a fascinating and magical realm. Here you can hear more of this mystical story from Richard Rudd, the transmission holder of the gene keys. Here he also shares insight from his own journey as a householder yogi, like a tantrika basically, and reveals how the gene keys is like a collective therma with multiple tertons. So terton means a transmission holder, some person who is destined to reveal his termas, which are like gifts from Buddhas before us. They are literally like hidden treasures in life. So the gene keys is like ter it was terma. Terma was the transmission, and terton is the holder of the transmission. So the gene keys can be thought of as like a terma, that it's like a hidden treasure that is destined to move us somehow. So yeah, I think we are coming to an end probably of this talk this time around. Thank you for listening. If you listened this far, then huge shout out to everybody who listened this far, to you. And be sure to leave me a comment if you want to, and drop that like for me, and be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. And let me just exit this talk with maybe yeah, well, I guess I'm done here. So yeah, thanks for listening, and be sure to, I guess we can talk again soon.